Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Advice with Mike. I'm your host, comedian Mike Murphy. Now, if you're new to the channel, please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. This is the show where you guys send in your messiest, toxic, most out-of-pocket predicaments, and I attempt to break them down, giving my honest and unbiased feedback. Now listen, I'm a comedian, not a therapist, so ain't no guarantee I'll be able to help fix your life, but I can provide laughter along the way and call it like I see it. So without any further ado, let's get into the episode. I got drunk at Christmas dinner and I revealed the family secret. Now I'm exiled from the family. Mike, I seriously destroyed my entire family over Christmas. The entire family? What the hell you done did, fam? Now I don't know how to come back from it. I got way too drunk and started arguing with people. They say money's the root of all evil. I say it's the Four Loko. And then my cousin tried to embarrass me in front of everybody by calling out the fact that I lost my job. Tommy, you ain't got no goddamn job. I was already heated and that sent me over the edge. I snapped and I told him that his mom is actually his grandma and that his sister is really his mom. Excuse me, sir, you did what now? Say again? Wow. She had him when she was 14 and the family was so ashamed back then that they created this lie and never told him the truth. Like this video if you think he's full of shit. I said it out loud in front of everybody without thinking. Nah, if I was him, I would have backed out the hardware and lumped his skull with the Ruger. Right after I said it, all hell broke loose. I bet it did, freaky ass family. My cousins jumped me, start hitting and kicking me and dragged me out the house. My boy got his gift unwrapped, then sent to the ER and wrapped right back up. I was thrown outside on Christmas and told not to come back. Since then, nobody in the family will answer my calls or texts. I'm completely cut off. You should have cut off the liquor before your mouth rolled to check your ass couldn't cash. I feel awful about what I did. How can I fix this? Whoa, time out, technical foul. So you mean to tell me your cousin was raised by his grandmother under the notion that that was his mom, and his mom all his life went along like that was his sister, and then he brought up that you lost your job, you didn't had one too many of them cut waters. They say the limit is 2. You probably was about 5 in, or maybe a Schlitz malt liquor. Maybe you devoured that. Maybe the E&J. You know, that's another culprit for the dysfunctional family. You got way too much to drink and was like, oh yeah, you cracking jokes about me losing a job? That's why your mom? Yeah, that's your grandma. Your sister, your mom, goofball. And then everybody was like, oh, nah, he wildin'. Put hands and feet on you, tossed you out like Carlton, had you on the curb, swolled up, you know what I'm saying? Lumped up from hitting the concrete in the dead of winter, and now they ain't even answering your calls. Oh, it's over for you, bro. I don't really have no advice for you. Because the thing is this, they always say that a drunk mouth speaks a sober mind. When I was young, I never knew what that meant, but it's like when you get drunk, all your inhibitions are lower. You don't care, you're more careless. It's like they call it liquid courage for a reason. The stuff that you would never say sober, never do sober, you're way more inclined to do it when you got that bev in you, you know what I'm saying, that 80 proof. You're like, oh yeah, I got fired? Oh, y'all think it's a joke? Yeah. Get the DNA, get the 23andMe, my boy. You'll get the answers you're looking for. Where Maury at? Let's bring Maury out and get the DNA test popping. And then they scraped you up. I'm going to be honest, bro. That's what you get, bro. I can't really side with you. That was foul. But I'm going to play devil's advocate. What you did was foul. Inexcusable, you know what I'm saying? But your family is more foul than you. Because here's the thing. If you would have told your cousin that when you were sober on some, hey, cousin, let me holler at you real quick. Yo, this has been eating at me for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Paul, that was crazy. But yo, check this out. You know what I'm saying, moms? Nah, man. Here's the truth. This is what happened. Boom, boom, boom. Y'all sound like y'all from the South. Because that used to happen a lot in the South. I hear mad stories about that. They send the kid away to have a baby so the family ain't shamed. Bring it back. The mom act like it's her kid. I don't know how they was pulling that off back in the day. No social media. I guess you could get away with that. Stay-at-home mom. Might not see the mom for 10 months. She been in the crib all this time. You know, it's easy to pull off, I guess. I don't know. But in the South, that was happening a lot. And in the South and in families where there was like some prestige, if there was any kind of shame, they couldn't deal with that. You know what I'm saying? So that's tough. You're wrong for doing it while you were drunk. That's it. But the family is foul for letting it go on that long. I don't know how old your cousin is. I'm assuming he's an adult. You know what I'm saying? I assume you all are grown, because if he was a kid and he was cracking jokes on you because you lost your job, he out of line. You know what I'm saying? So I'm assuming he's an adult and y'all just been going with the lie, the whole family was in on it, or I guess most of the family was in on it. Maybe you weren't even supposed to know. Maybe somehow somebody slipped up and was like, you better not say nothing. You was like, no, I ain't gonna say nothing. That's crazy. Damn, R. Kelly is really, damn. Then you then had the bev in you and you start running your, you know what I'm saying, your jibs, ruined the family. So now it's about to be a lot of pieces putting it back together. My advice to you though, bro, is just stay away from the family until somebody reach out to you or something. Because the reality is this, their anger and their rage and their hate that they're having for you right now, it's not 100% your fault. It's probably like a 70-30 split. You're 30% responsible for that, but 70% is they're mad that you basically exposed them for what they was doing. You let the truth be known. And so now they're mad at that. Because what you did is like, if let's say that was already out, like that was well known already, like somehow they told him the truth and he already knew that his whole life was a lie. Let's say they already know that. And then he's making fun of you about the job and you're like, yeah, at least I didn't grow up thinking my mom, my grandma was my mom and this and that and the third. People would have been like, oh, come on. Why'd you have to bring that up? But they wouldn't have been beating you up and kicking you out the house. It had just been like, you fire, he's ripping on you. He trying to talk bad about you, pull your car. You did the same thing to him. It's fair. But the fact that was a secret they were trying to hide and never planned on telling him, and you did it, you basically took away their control, their power over it, and then basically held the mirror up to him, and now they got to answer questions. Now he got questions. Now he has questions. What is going on? My whole life is a lie. And so, you know what I'm saying? He looking at, I don't know if your aunt got more kids, but he thinking them as his cousins, them as his siblings. The whole family tree out of whack now. So he has questions. They gotta have answers. It's mayhem, and they just mad that you did that. You are wrong about how you did it, but I would just stay away for a while, let things cool down or whatever, and then just gradually kind of like see what happens or whatever. They ain't gonna disown you forever, because let's be honest, they're the one that did it, not you. They're just mad right now that you brought it up. So that's my advice to you, man. Just stay away for a little while. It'll all work out. That's crazy though. Stay alert, stay alive. He's in jail, but he's still not faithful. Dear Mike, I really reached my breaking point. I've been faithfully supporting my boyfriend while he's been in jail. Alexa, play Locked Up by Akon. Visiting him, putting money on his books, doing everything to hold it down. What's your Instagram? Nah. It's for market research purposes and whatnot. But recently, I discovered that he's been seeing other women. What's your definition of woman? Because you said homie cuz was locked up. I'm thinking it might be one of them Kool-Aid lipstick lover type parties. To make matters worse, I found out his ex was at the jail to visit him. Oh, okay. Homie been sliding different joints down the county. Stay alert, stay alive. I'm absolutely furious and I feel completely betrayed. No way. You gotta be kidding me. Seriously? Betrayed by a criminal? Wow, who would have ever thought? Now I'm wondering if I should seek revenge or should I just cut ties completely? Like this video if you think she's full of shit. I need your guidance on how to handle this storm of emotions. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I ain't never been locked up. Don't wanna be either. But I know that from stories that I've heard from my boys and other people, that jail is a very lonely place. Now I don't know how much visiting or holding him down you was doing. You say you was doing everything. So I'm gonna just take you for your word at it. I don't know how many times you was going to see him or why he felt the need to have his ex or anybody else coming down to visit him. Out of pocket, for one, out of pocket. Because I already know he's calling you, babe, early in the morning. Hey, babe, do me a favor. Cash App my Celly's girlfriend. She gonna put the money on his books because I got a restriction. Call my mom and tell her to call the Lord. He got you running 50,011 errands before 9 o'clock in the morning. And all while you ripping and running, burning your fuel, gas high as hell. You out there ripping and running, doing everything to make sure he's comfortable. He got his ex pulling up and she probably not doing nothing. So I know you feel betrayed. I know you're furious. And I can't even say that I know exactly how you feel because I don't, but I can understand or I could possibly grasp that it's not a good feeling. I know that much. You know what I'm saying? Because I know damn well if I don't care where I'm at in the world. If I'm holding somebody down, looking out, doing this, that, and the third, and they behind my back with somebody else who ain't doing nothing, just giving them attention or whatever, nah. I had an ex that was like that. I'm taking her daughter to school. I'm paying her daughter's enrollment fees, doing all this. She lying to me, talking about she got to work a double overnight. Nah, she ain't working overnight. She's on a first class flight to Pound Town with a dude I know. So the betrayal is the betrayal. When you putting your all into somebody and you found out they doing that, nah, it don't feel good. I don't want to tell you to get revenge because I don't know what your revenge looks like. And I'd hate to tell you, yeah, get revenge, and then you do something crazy. Next thing you know, y'all in the same place. You trying to get a visit too. So I don't know what your definition of revenge is, but a person told me back in the day, the best form of revenge is success. Now, I don't know if that works the same with women. Like you get successful and he's like, damn, I really dropped the ball. I don't think it works, but I think the equivalent of that is you doing something to level up your life so much that he realizes he missed out on a good woman. Because that's what gets men. When we look back and be like, damn, I had a joint. She was fine. She did this, she did that. And I just took it, you know what I'm saying? I took it for granted. I took advantage of the situation. And I ain't gonna lie, I've been there, I've done that. I've had women that now when I look back, I'm like, oh, I took them for granted. I thought they would always be there. And then when I was finally trying to get serious and be like, all right, let me appreciate them, they didn't moved on. And now I just got to sit back and be like, look at homie, enjoying the fruits of my labor. Look at him getting spoiled by bae. This is crazy. Now I want to go and spin Ben on him, but I can't because that's the cornball move, even though that's what I want to do because I miss Shorty. So whatever you do, make it to the point where he see you and be like, I messed up. That's the kind of revenge you get. So yeah, I would cut ties. I would notify him, yo, listen, I did this. And you know what? Don't show no emotion. You got to seem like you're not bothered by it, because if you seem bothered by it, then he'll be like, oh yeah, I still got her. But if you're like, Lulu, I'm not even mad at you. Disappointed? Yeah. Mad? No. She's down there. Cool. If that's who you want to visit you, you got that. I'm going to let you be. You know what I'm saying? From now on, you call her to handle whatever. I'm going to wipe my hands clean. I wish you the best in your case or whatever. Much luck. I hope you come home soon. It's all love, no hard feelings, but I'm going to go on my way. You know what I'm saying? And you play it like that. Even though you want to cry deep down inside, you play it just like that. And then he got to sit in that cell and just think about what he did. You know what I'm saying? And when he get out, maybe he changes, maybe he doesn't. I don't know. But the fact that he's taking you for granted now, you need to cut ties and not go back. That's my advice to you. Hope everything works out. Stay alert, stay alive. My son was being disrespectful, so I added him to the naughty list, and now everybody's calling me the Grinch. So listen, Mike, everybody in my family's on my case right now. I don't think it's fair. Life ain't fair. I didn't buy my son anything for Christmas this year. Damn, what little homie cuz do to get put on the naughty list? And now I'm being made out to be some terrible mother. They keep saying I only did it because I was broke and I just blamed it on his behavior at school. Nah, that's insane. Your pockets was on Slim Fast, so you told your son, Felice, not at all this year. Nasty work. I mean, yeah, money was tight, really tight. If something else was tight, you might have been able to get out of that bind you was in. But he has been disrespectful since school started too. So it's not like I just made that up out of nowhere. Still, if I'm being honest, even if he was acting better, I don't know how much I really was able to do anyways. Like this video if you think she's full of shit. What annoys me is everyone acting like Christmas gifts are mandatory no matter what your situation is. I think you lying about why is the issue, not the money. I feel like they're more worried about judging me than understanding that I didn't have it like that this year. Having money's not everything, not having it is. Whatever Kanye West said. Now my son's upset, my family's mad, and I'm the bad guy. Am I actually wrong for this, or are people just refusing to accept that sometimes parents are struggling? Nah, them paychecks wasn't paychecking, and you told little homie because, oh, you talking back in school? No Christmas for you. Easing the burden on my wallet. That's exactly what you did. I get it. I ain't even mad at you. You used that as an excuse to be like, yeah, I ain't got to buy him nothing. Now he acting up. Already was light on the funds. So this time I'm going to just say, yo, next time maybe you'll learn. Nah. Here's what's happening. He did misbehave, but you're setting the wrong precedent. Because I don't know what level of behavior he's displaying that made you say no Christmas, but let's just say he got one call home from school. And the teacher was like, he was disrespectful today, he had a bad day, yada, yada, yada. And then you took away Christmas. I doubt it was just one call, but let's just say that's the case for the example, right? Now, next year, if your bread is right, he get one call, maybe two calls. You still do Christmas for him. Now, what message are you sending? Last year, I only got one call, no Christmas. This year, I got two calls, still got Christmas. So the reality of it is, you should have probably had a conversation with him. being like, look, your behavior has to change or I'm not gonna like your behavior has to change because I don't reward negative behavior. That's what I would tell my daughter, right? And I'll also explain, like, listen, I'm not taking your Christmas away from that because you weren't really horrible. You were making a mistake here and there. We're gonna work on that. But mom just ain't got it this year. I need you to bear with me, you know what I'm saying? Because now you telling him that is creating empathy. I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't know what age his son is, but when I was growing up and I knew my mom was struggling, I didn't care about no gifts. I'll let my sister get a gift or my little brother get a gift before me because I felt like I was becoming a young man. Like, nah, mom, don't even worry about me. I'm good. Even to this day, I don't like getting gifts from anybody really. Like, it makes me very uncomfortable. You know what I mean? So if my mom would have been like, baby, I'm so sorry, I'm struggling right now, I'm like, nah, don't even worry about it. I wouldn't have been mad, but the fact that you're like, oh, you're misbehaving, no Christmas. Now he's just gonna grow like resentment towards you because he knows that what he did wasn't really worth it. Even you said like, I mean, even if he was acting a little bit better, I don't know how much I could have done. Let's just be honest. Let's call a spade a spade. That boy was gonna get Christmas if you had the money, regardless of what behavior he was displaying. Because this is the first time that you've done this because now your family's mad at you. In the letter, you've been like, look, this ain't the first time I had to take gifts away from them. I've done this before, and they said something before. This is the first time you ever done it, and I'm telling you right now, it's not because of his behavior. It's because of your financial situation. But I ain't judging you because of that. Everybody go through hard times, so I'm not knocking you for that, but it's just the way you went about it. You had too much pride to say, yo, I'm struggling right now. I can't do Christmas for you the way you want, but once I get my money back up, I'm going to take you out. We're going to get a couple of things or whatever. You just got to give mom some time. You didn't have a conversation with him. Again, I don't know how old your son is, and I don't know where his dad is at neither. So I'm assuming you're a single mom. You're going to learn to have these conversations with your son because these are conversations that typically the father would have with the child, preparing his son for the real world, saying sometimes it just ain't going to happen. Sometimes it might, sometimes it might not, but you got to understand this is a situation where we just ain't got it. That would have been the conversation the father would have had to have with his son. But because he's not there, you got to have that conversation. But instead, you didn't know how to deal with it. So you just went and said, oh, it's your behavior. That's the scapegoat. I get it. You know what I'm saying? Felt like an easier way for you to get out of not being able to do it. I get it 100%. No one wants to tell their kids, yo, I'm broke. I can't buy you Christmas. I'm a failure. That's what it feels like. You know what I'm saying? You telling him his behavior makes it feel like you ain't the failure. But deep down inside, you know you failed. And not even failed like you're a failure, just like you failed to deliver the gifts. There was an expectation at Christmas to get gifts, and you failed to deliver that expectation. But like you said at the end, sometimes they gotta understand it's just not like that. But you told him it was his behavior. Maybe you have the conversation with him now saying, listen, I wanna be honest with you. Your behavior does need work, granted, but that's not why you didn't get Christmas. I was struggling. I'm gonna make it up to you. And I'm pretty sure y'all had a conversation, your son gonna forgive you, and then all well will end well, and the family will be like, yeah, she did the right thing. That's my advice to you. Stay alert, stay alive. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes this episode of Advice with Mike. I'm your host, comedian Mike Murphy. I hope you guys enjoyed me as much as I enjoyed you. And if so, please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Like this video. Matter of fact, leave me a comment letting me know what advice you would have gave them. And who knows, maybe you got your own toxic tale to tell about a shady friend or an entanglement you need help untangling. If so, feel free to drop me a letter at the email provided below, and I'll make sure to read it in a future segment of Advice with Mike. Now, with that being said, our time together has come to an end. But always remember, stay alert, stay alive.